Hi everybody, welcome to Secretary Academy. In this video, we're going to be talking about CSS horizontal and vertical align slide, which says center align with flexbox and grid. So for the flexbox, it says with flexbox, you can center elements both horizontally and vertically within a flex container. A flex container with both justify content and the align item properties set to center. We align the items in the container like in both axes, left and right. So this will be aligned vertically and horizontally. So we have an example for display flex. Then for align item with grid, with the CSS grid, you can center elements both horizontally and vertically within a grid container. A grid container with the place item property set to center. That is, you set the place item property to center. In this one, you will set the justify content to center and the align items to center as well. But in this grid, you will set place item to center and it will align the items in the center in both axes. So let's create our example. So let's do H2 center with flexbox, centering with flex box. Then the next thing, we are creating a div, and inside this div, we're having a p tag, which will say I am vertically and horizontally horizontally centered. Then we're going to give it this div a class name, which will be class vertical. This is okay. Vertical center. Let's give this. Let's come and style it here. With the vertical center, we'll say dot vertical. Okay, I'm right. Vertical center. Would give it display flex. Then don't forget, we made mention of justify content center. Justify content, which should be center. Our align item too will be center. Align item center. Height of 200 pixel and property. Let's give this border 2px from black to red, please. Red. So this is for with flexbox. Now let's check it out. As you can see, this is flexbox. You just aligned the text to the center using flexbox property. Then the next one is this align item with grid. Let's move. We'll as well create it too, and we'll say centering with grid. Then we'll create a div as well, div. And inside this div, we would have a p tag. Let's use lorem. Alt Shift F. Then we would give this a class. Inside this class, we can say, I don't want to give it grid, lorem. I feel like this text is too much, so let's like bring this, since you don't even understand the language. Let's just make use of this. Good. Then let's tell lorem. And inside this lorem, we'll say display grid. Then we'll as well say place items center. Then we are also going to give it height of 200 pixel. Height of 200 pixel. And we are going to give it border of 2 pixel solid red. Now let's check this out for that. Now, as you can see, we just also centered it using the grid element. So let's move to the next one, which the next one says left and right align. That is, you can use the position or you can use the float property to align text to the left and to the right. So another method for align elements is to use the position absolute. Though absolute positioned elements are removed from the natural flow and can overlap any other elements. So this div element is positioned to the right with the position absolute property. This is it. And we also have the one of float. That is another method for align an element is to the left or right, is to use float property. So let's create an example around that. We'll come to our here. And what we want to do now is we can have our H2 and we'll say right align. Right, this is right, I want to focus on align. Then the next thing we are going to do is we're going to create a div. And inside this div, we'll have a pic tag that I am moving right. Then I'll give it a class name. I would call it right class, right. Then let's go to this and we'll come here. We'll say dot right. We're giving it, we want to make use of the position, which is absolute now. Position will be absolute. Then we are going to give it right of 0 pixel, 0 pixel. We're as well going to give it width of 300 pixel, 300 pixel. We're going to give it border of 3 pixel solid green. And we'll give it padding of 10 pixel. Padding of 10 pixel. This is valid. Now let's check it out. So as you can see, we just made use of the position absolute to align this to the right. So the next one we want to do is to make use of the float property to the right. So let's come here. In this case now, we can just edit this one and say float. Float. Then we'll come here, we'll style our float. We'll come here, we'll say dot float. And inside this float, we'll say float right. Float right. Would as well say width of 300 pixel. We'll give it padding of 10 pixel. 10 pixel. And we'll also use the same format for this. Since that right is not there, so it cannot take effect. But this is now, see the difference now. So we also use float to position this to the right. I hope you understand. Thank you for watching this video. Please do well to follow us across all socials at TechAsian Academy. See you next time. Bye.